Once you feel like you're a bit more confident in your abilities, I will give you a more reliable way to confirm your progress. However, the real test will come during the next ritual. I want you to be ready enough by then, because what I want you to do is to block Selkram's first attempt of stealing your time reversal power without him noticing. He will be confused for a while, but he'll never suspect you're actually able to fight back. So he'll think it was a fluke. Once you're made sure that your technique properly works, then we continue to steal your powers for the remainder of the ritual. There's no way we'll be ready to face him that soon. So we need to maintain the element of surprise until the third ritual. By then, hopefully, the team will be in a slightly better shape. Is that all you wanted to ask of me? Rose says, no, there was also something else that I wanted to know from you directly. Arka says, I heard that you were able to see a premonition of Luna almost being killed earlier. I don't see how this could have happened without you being able to at the level where you can freeze time reliably. So tell me, just how far did you get with your training exactly? Well, Rose says, I did finally manage to freeze time today after a lot of practice, but it was only for a little while, and I'm not sure how much control I have over it. Whenever I try to maintain control over these powers, I get tired very easily, and I feel like I'm close to fainting. I don't think I got to cast the spell more than 3 times, and at most I could hold it for 30 seconds. 30 seconds, Hadrick said, shocked. That's amazing. So you really can reliably cast a time-stopping spell, Araka says, intrigued. This is most definitely unexpected. Does this mean that you can already slow down time then? What about reversing it? Oh no, I can't slow down or reverse time, Araka says. I've only tried stopping time because this was a spell that I remembered being the least complicated to learn. I wouldn't even dream of attempting to slow down time at my current level. As for the time reversal, that is something I couldn't do consciously even when I was linked to the Magium. I don't know how I managed to do it at I was to do it that time when you got out the amulet. Oh, and the premonition just came to me without even having to do anything. I have no idea what triggered it. The premonition came as a result of you having gained a better grasp over your time powers, Saraka says. You're not going to be able to trigger these at will, no matter how hard you try. Also, most of them should normally be about saving your own life, not somebody else's. I'm surprised that your first ever premonition was about saving Luna. Maybe it happened because you're the type who worries about others than you worry about yourself. Well, either way, you should definitely keep doing what you're doing. Well, hell, if you manage to keep up this pace, you might actually become more useful than all these losers combined. Even a so-called god will have a hard time fighting when he's being constantly frozen in time, which is pretty ironic for a self-proclaimed god of time if you think about it. I don't know if I would be able to constantly freeze him, Rose says. Like I said, right now I can't even maintain the spell for more than 30 seconds without almost fainting. Yes, but when we'll be fighting Selkram, you'll be linked to the Magium, which means you'll have far more control, Arka says. And when what you're doing now will definitely help during the ritual. So keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Just make sure to also do that other training we talked about. Alright, I will. Rose says, thank you for your advice. Okay, now we are really done for the day, Arka says. Class dismissed, go get some sleep. Finally, Hardwick says to Darren in a low voice, I thought she'd never shut up. I can still hear you, dwarf, Arka says from her amulet, which is currently being held by Darren. I'm right next to you. Hardwick says, I know. Can I have the amulet back for the time being, or are you planning to return to the quarantine zone? Eluna says, as she gets closer to Darren. No, I'm not going back there for now, Darren says. I need some rest. Here you can have her. He then hands Eluna back the amulet. She puts the chain around her neck. Tomorrow I'm going to need to wake up early, Darren says. With little luck, the shop will actually have time to open up for a little while in the morning before this whole lockdown situation gets worse. Do you not have any spell that could heal these people without requiring herbs? But do you think the lockdown will get worse? Here's hoping that the shopkeeper won't charge extra for being open during lockdown. Well, the lockdown is probably going to get worse because they won't be able to find anything. So they're going to be like, where the hell did they go? How did they get out? That means they're still in the city somewhere. We just can't find them. So it's definitely going to get worse. And yeah, I want to ask about the spell actually. Can they not just heal using the spell? There is no spell that I know of that can cure these people, Darren says. What I'm trying to do is slightly modify one of my existing spells that you can work on them, but there's no way I can do that without the proper tools and herbs. That's why I need to go buy them as soon as possible. Just one question, Melinda says. When you said that you'll be going shopping tomorrow, do you mean that you're planning to go by yourself, Darren says? Well, yes, Darren says. I can't just force you to risk your lives out there because I took it upon myself to try to save these people. This is my responsibility. Oh no, you don't, Melinda says. If there's anything we learned today, is that splitting up is a bad idea. There's no telling what can happen up there, especially now with the lockdown. If you're going, then we are going. Isn't that right, Kate? Yes, Kate says. You're right. We can't afford to make any more mistakes like this after what happened today. Do I have my stats back yet? Oh, I do have my stats back. I didn't put anything into the new stats. This bluff, aura concealment for like my lying, and magical sense, and aura hardening. Aura hardening is for like attacks, right? Like what Hardrick does. I don't remember what magic sense is. Probably like just sensing magic around you. Exactly, Manindra says. And besides, Luna would probably kill us herself if she had to come rescue us a second time in less than 24 hours because of our negligence. That is correct, Luna says. Okay, you're coming with me, Darren says. Everyone can come if they want. Now let's get some sleep, alright? Tomorrow we'll have a long day ahead of us. Iluna and I will take the first shift, I say, as all the others are preparing to make their beds. First shift, Aaron says. Barry, this isn't the wilderness anymore. Actually, I also think that we should be doing night shifts, Iluna says. I don't trust these rebels very much, and the way they isolated us from the rest of the sleeping quarters is a little suspicious to me. You never know who they might send to assassinate us in the middle of the night if you're not careful. In that case, I'll take the second shift, Kate says. It's the least I could do to make up for all the trouble I caused everyone today. I'll take the second shift as well, Layla says with a smile. Alright, I say, 2 shifts are enough for one night. Kate and Layla will meet you in 4 hours. Let's go, Luna. Melinda says in a slightly suspicious tone as she watches me walking out of the room with Luna. Why? That's odd. Barry, could you lower the volume and place the transceiver next to your ear for a second? Rose says, I want to ask you something in private. Sure, I say as I do what Rose told me to do. It's all good, you can talk now. I remember you mentioning that Flower and Luna aren't getting along so well right now, Rose says in a low voice. Did you just volunteer to take the night shift with Luna because you wanted to help them make up with each other? Take a quick look towards Luna to see if she was able to hear anything of what Rose just said. Luna doesn't seem to be reacting in any way, so I answer Rose calmly in a way that I would normally answer any other question. Yes, that's pretty much it, I say. I thought so, Rose says. Would you mind if I join you two for a while? Also wanted to talk to Luna about this, but I think that things might work out better if we both talk to her together. Sure, you can join our night shift, I say. Luna suddenly turns her head towards me. It was just like good old days. Perfect, Rose says. I'll be with you in a few minutes. I just need to go bring Susie a tray of cookies. I'll be right back. Should I take it that Rose is planning to keep us company for the night through the transceiver? Luna says as soon as I take my transceiver away from my ear and raise the volume again. Yeah, but I don't think she'll be with us for the whole duration of our shift, I say. She'll probably only join us a little in the beginning. Oh good, Luna says, and perhaps this time around I might actually get the opportunity to finish my sandwich. I wouldn't count on it, I say, as we stop somewhere far enough from our room to not wake up our friends when we talk, but also close enough to be able to keep an eye on the entrance. As we are seating ourselves on the floor, we see Melinda coming out of her room and heading towards us. Don't mind me, Melinda says in a loud voice as she approaches us. I just wanted to go for a short walk through these tunnels before going to bed. I'll be out of your hair in a jiffy. She then walks past and goes through a tunnel to the left, giving us one last wave before she disappears from my sight. I'm back, Rose says after a bit more time passes. After Rose announces her return, Luna conjures a sandwich out of thin air as she begins to munch on it casually. Wow, you really did make a sandwich, I say. Yes, I figured that if we are to reenact our previous night shift together, we may as well do it properly, Luna says. Right, I say. So, these plants that are growing on the cabin walls are really interesting. I wonder how long they've been here. Dear gods, Luna says. You're not actually going to start the conversation the same way you did last time, are you? I was only joking about the reenactment. There's no point to match all of our previous lines perfectly. Hey, I didn't match them perfectly, I say. Last time I asked you about the weather, remember? Very droll, Luna says. Well, if the underground plants are a main topic of interest, I'm sure Rose would be more than happy to have this conversation with you, considering that she's a herbalist. I look forward to listening to your discussion while I continue to eat the sandwich. Actually, there was also something else that Barry and I wanted to talk to you about, Rose says. Of course there was, Luna says as she takes another bite from a sandwich. Yeah, I say. So the real reason why I wanted to do this night shift was that I thought maybe we should we could continue our discussion, early discussion about you and flower.